What's up, guys? It's your girl Karlae, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
I can't really focus. Love got me blind. You got my.
All right, y'all. So we have the beautiful Jerica Karlae with us off the porch. You look so freaking pretty. Oh my God.
Thank you.
It's like I'm sitting in front of a Barbie doll right now.
Thank you.
So
I'm trying.
How are you? How are you feeling?
I feel good. I'm great. Just been working on my music, other brand deals, collabs, stuff like that. Staying busy.
Now, I did have to do a little research and creep. I saw on your Twitter that you put the music game can be frustrating, but you got to keep going. So what's been going on with the music?
It's just frustrating. I say that because it's like, I feel like every artist go through this like trial where they feel like, I'm trying so hard. Like I'm expecting certain results and then not getting it. And I feel like sometimes I experience the same thing. It's just like feeling like, I don't know, like I'm ready to have that big hit record. Like, and I got hits for sure, but you know, and then just some days I don't like not being busy. I want to be busy all the time. So it's just different stuff, but I feel like it's something that every artist really go through.
Right. Oh my God. What's your sign? Because you sound like a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo. How you know?
I'm a Virgo too.
We so like, we extra a little bit, but we be right. Smart, over analytical.
I know. As soon as you said stay busy, I'm like, oh, she sounds like
yeah, we got to be like moving, doing something.
So I got to ask you, you know, it is Women Empowerment Month.
Yes.
So we do have to talk about what it looks like for you as a woman in the industry and like what are some different things that you've had to go through?
I would say as far as being a woman, I think mostly just like, that's a hard question because it's a lot. Trying to keep a balance more so with like being sexy, but also being like playing a good role to other people, like other women that's like younger than me, other females. It's like having a healthy balance of like you can express yourself, you know, you can be sexy, but at the same time it's like I wanna, you know, lead women down who do look at me and follow me down, you know, like a good road. And I know it's like not my obligation, but at the same time it's like I wanna, you know, just have that balance to where it's like I ain't, you know, you have your days, you wanna rant and all of this stuff, like you might wanna, you know, so it's like I wanna be a healthy role model to the people that do look at me.
Right. But do you feel like Black women, especially Black women in rap, do you feel like society puts too much pressure on them on how they're supposed to carry themselves with being in the music industry?
I do. I feel like for men in the rap industry, like it's so much more easier for them. And then for females, it's always like, oh, why is she always saying this? Or why is she always talking about her private? Or why is she talking about her looking sexy? And then it's like, you hear males and they talk about what they do to women. You know, fuck them bitches, we this and this. And it's like, for us, it's more so like, if you just sometimes just pour too much into that same energy, it's like, oh, she's just this. And it's like, they give us a hard time, like, and that's Black women, you know, like artists. It's like we do something, it's like, oh my God, she did that. Somebody else might get away with it of another race, I feel like, because they're not Black.
Right.
Like, you know?
Yeah,
So.
I know exactly what you mean, girl.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask you, now that you have, like, you've like fully transitioned into a full-time artist.
Yes.
So how has this transition been for you, girl?
It's been good. I love it because I feel like I congratulate myself because I took like a lane and then like I feel like I made it my own. Like it was a newfound thing for me and I'm making it work. And a lot of people, you know, you hear people like, she don't need to do music. She needs to stick to looking cute on Instagram. And it's like, no, I'm really an artist. Like I have videos, music videos. I'm on Apple Music. Like to me, it just makes me feel good because it's like you can wake up and think about something you want to do and you put your mind to it and you can achieve it. So I feel like my transition it's been easy. Like, of course you have your trials and things you go through, but I embrace it and I love it.
Now, do you feel like people think that you might have it easy just due to you dating Young Thug?
Yes, I do. I know for a fact, like, I hear it, but people who on the inside are people who, like, I feel like they dedicated to their craft and they, like, kind of on the same walk of life as me. They know it's not that. Like, I didn't get a favor, like, far as my label. Like, they signed me because I'm hard. Like, they heard my music that nobody else has heard. Like, so I think people think that, but I feel like people who really know, for real, they up close, they like, nah, shawty put in work. She be in the studio all night. You know what I'm saying? Some nights she have creative blocks and she still go hard. Like, even features that I get, even if I, like, my big features, like, I really go and grease palms with certain people on my own. Like, I feel like the music aspect of me, Karlae, you know, I built myself. I can honestly say that.
Now, how hard is it, like, how do I word this? Okay, I don't want to word it to where it's, like, offensive.
Right.
I got the question. I got it. It's here. Okay, so how hard would you say it is separating yourself from who you're dating? Because I know you get the quote unquote rapper's fiance or rapper's girlfriend.
I don't think about it as much anymore because I feel like good or bad press, as long as they talking, you gotta have that with what I'm trying to do. So it's like more so now I meet people and they like, oh, I know her, she's so-and-so. Like, they say Thug name first. And it used to make me be like, damn. But I'm like, shit, they know me. You know what I'm saying? It's up to me at this point to build it, to make it whatever I want it to be. As long as you know, that means I got a foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to take the cards you dealt and use them. And that's how I look at it. Like, it is hard, though. But that's what I signed up for. Like, I didn't know I was. I don't think, like, when I first met him, I wasn't like, oh, I know what I'm, you know. But, like, now it's like, okay, you do go with somebody that's on a huge, you know, plateau. So it's like you got to be real with yourself. It's like, it is what it is.
Now, I do also want to ask you, like, I feel like this new generation of girls, you know, they be aspiring to date rappers.
Right.
But from your perspective, what are the pressures that it comes with?
I think your personal business being out. Like, I mean, sometimes I just want to tweet. Like, I even had created social accounts for, like, my personal people. Because sometimes you just want to say certain things. And it's normal. That's what humans do. If you go to work and you're a regular person, you got a job, the boss make you mad, you can be like, fucked up day, you know, whatever. But for us, more so, it's like, if you tweet something, oh, they breaking up, they going through it. So you gotta learn really how to control your emotions. And people don't know, like, how that can be for us. Like, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it get frustrating because everything you do is, like, in the public eye, or people want to know because they are such massive fans of this person. So I think it's like your personal business is always on the, like, line. And then I think also too, just kind of like, the lifestyle is, like, super fast. So you got to keep up. Like, it's a lot. Like, people don't know, like, I feel like they always be like, oh, you got it easy because you like a rapper girlfriend, all of this stuff. No, it's a lot. Like, you don't just go through your stuff at home and don't nobody know. It's out there for the world to know. Or a blog gonna pick it up before you say something about it. So it's hard. And then you just also have to keep the person that you with, you know, humble and wholesome. So that's just like a whole nother world of its own. But yeah, that shit get crazy. It get crazy.
And I will ask you, like, mentally, what toll would you say that it could take on someone?
I think a big toll. Like, I think anything more so in the public eye, like, not even just in the public eye, but since we talking about that, like, it can take a big toll because you don't got to care about what people say or think about you. Like, but when people just know everything is all bad, it ain't even just like, okay, I know. It's like, shit, everybody posting about it, tweeting, or people like, oh, they broke up, he with this person. That's a lot. You can't even go through what you're going through, like, by yourself. You go through it for everybody else, you know? So.
Girl, I honestly couldn't imagine. Like, I hate people in my personal business, so I can only imagine, like, ooh.
Ooh, like, so annoying.
Right.
But you gotta know how to juggle. I feel like it's like a piece of cake now. Like, I just deal with it.
as far as like life transitions, adjusting to you being a full-time rapper now?
Yes, heck yes. Cause I like to, like people don't know, I'm a homebody. Like genuinely, like I really am. Like I like being around my people. I'm not somebody like, it's like I'm slightly introverted, but then again, I'm not. I know how to like be out, socialize, but some days I like getting up and just cooking myself breakfast, cleaning my house, you know what I'm saying? Like going to Sephora, getting makeup, or just taking time to myself, which I'm still gonna do no matter like what level I go to. But it's like with rap, it's so demanding. And it's like, it's content day, like you gotta get up, you gotta, you know, your single just dropped. So it's like for me, coming from being just kind of like, okay, a businesswoman to this, I kind of just had my own flow of things. Now it's like other people telling you, oh, you got this to do today, you gotta be there and go. But I love it. And I'm trying to find a way like to improvise what I want in my life and my likes into the rap life. Like I don't ever want it to be to the point where it's like, I don't know, I want to maintain me. Like I don't want to like, oh, I'm gonna be famous.
Basically like create a healthy balance.
Exactly.
Between the two.
Like Summer Walker, I love how she you know, how she maneuver. I feel like she finds time, like she's a mega star, but she's still just like us. Like I don't ever want to be to the point to where it's like, girl, like
it's too much rap and not enough.
Yeah, like I want to still be I'm regular. I don't like that. Like I just want to, I'm doing my craft. Of course I want to have fans and supporters, but shit, I want to still do what I want to do at the end of the day, you know? Like be me.
Right, so we're gonna get into your background because I did not know that you were from North Carolina.
Yes, Trey Fun.
So you're from North Carolina, and then when did you move to Atlanta?
I moved to Atlanta when I was like, I've been here for like 15, 16 years. So how old was I? I did my 7th grade year. So 7th grade, I moved to Atlanta, middle school. I don't know how old I was. And I ain't doing the math right now, so.
Now, what would you say, like just growing up in Atlanta, what is some things that it teaches you as a woman?
To be on your toes, like at all times. When you, school in Atlanta, like people don't understand, APS, you go to school, like you gotta have thick skin, especially if you walking down the hall with your head up. Like I feel like it's already in me because of my family, but like they'll be like, damn, what kind of shoes them is? Like, hell you got on, like, or something. So you gotta really be able to like survive, like, and be on your toes, or just like, you gotta be ready. I feel like Atlanta made me just like, all right, I got it. Like, it prepared me for the place that I'm going to. And not saying my hometown didn't, because it definitely did, it made me. But like in Atlanta, it's just a little bit bit faster. So, and then just too, with all the stuff going on today, like people carjacking everything. As a woman, you gotta be on your toes. You gotta look where you going. You know what I'm saying? Look in your rear view. Like I'm not saying it's just for here, because you always should do that. Mm-hmm. But Atlanta keep you just like, it's the city of finesse, all type of stuff. Like it's the fast life. So,
do you feel like it is easy for women to come here and get sucked into everything around them?
Yes, I do, but then it's like 50-50, because I also feel like women come here and they get motivated because there's so many rich women here, like not even necessarily rich, successful. Like I feel like it's a lot of black women who live in the life, and some of them don't even have a man attached to their name. It's really women out here like, oh, I started a boutique 7 years ago and I'm up. Or you got women you got lawyers, doctors, like, and I'm all about like black business, black everything. I support and I love everybody, but speaking about our people, like, I feel like you can get sucked into it, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of people I see, you do get sucked, but then you end up getting on your shit. Like,
right, yeah.
Most of the females I know get money, or they doing something, whether I like them or I don't. You know what I'm saying? They making a way, and I feel like it's inspiring being here in Atlanta.
Now, when I was watching previous interviews of you, you talk about your family a lot and how they instilled, like, you know, some strong morals and principles into you. So just give us a little background on your family dynamic.
So my family, my dad's side of the family owns several funeral homes back at home, very successful funeral homes. So I grew up amongst the funeral business. You know what I'm saying? Which come with like a lot of hospitality and just knowing how to deal with people, all type of people. Like I feel like, so it contributes to where I'm going now a whole lot, because a lot of people don't know how to deal with motherfuckers. But yeah, like they did that. And then my mom, she used to do artist management. She still does. She manages me. But she used to work alongside a lot of, you know, bigger artists. And she used to do club promotions and stuff like that. Owned a hair salon. I always see my mom just be like a Renaissance woman, get money. So I come from, the same thing with my dad too, business owner, whatever, funeral homes, all that stuff. I'm just surrounded by hustlers. Really.
I was gonna say that, like, just witnessing that growing up, I feel like when you probably got older, you just knew, like, you was just.
Yeah, no, and they made me a beast. Like, they made me a beast. Like, I was taught, like, it's like we got the balance of in real life, like, businesswoman, but at the same time, don't play with me. Like, they taught me how to stand my ground and how to be strong and be me, but also be a good person inside out. You know what I'm saying? So, and go get a bag, go get some money.
Ooh, and you're like a daddy's girl too. I'm definitely
yes,
a daddy's girl too.
I am.
Oh, I love my dad. Like.
Listen, I am a daddy's girl all day. Like, 100%. My mama be like, mama's baby, daddy, maybe. She be hating. I'd be like, ma. Like, but I love both of them, but I am a daddy's girl.
And then when I also watched your interview, you said your mom put you on a lot of game when it came to these men out here.
Right. I just think my mom always tells me, like, don't stress. Like, people see her and they be like, you look so young, you look so good. Like, you know, and she always look at people and be like, don't stress about nothing. Like, and she always tell me, be comfortable with being by yourself, just in case.
Oh, that is
and that's
so key.
It's significant, because a lot of people in the world, like, when you really think about it, when you ask yourself that, are you really comfortable with being alone? Some of us not. And once you master that, it's like, I'm okay. So she always teach me that, like.
Oh, so if you've already just knew, like, you're just already comfortable with being by yourself.
No, I'm like, it's something that I love myself so much, and I'm growing. It took me a lot to get here. It took me a lot. Okay? But that's something I learned, because when you go in that casket, you going by yourself. Like, you know, and life is about, like you have to be happy with yourself before you can make somebody else happy, I think. And you gotta learn to be okay with you, just you, before you can be like, oh, okay. Because what if that person leave? You gonna check out? You can't do that. So, you know, you gotta be comfortable with just, you know, like, loving yourself and being with yourself. And then you can go out here and do whatever you do.
What would you say were some really key morals and principles that your family instilled in you that you carry on with you till this day?
I think being pleasant, one. I say that first because we're big on kindness, and just don't be no like grouch, and just don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't let the things going on in your life make your heart hard, or just be like, you know, a fucked up person. So I would say that first. And being strong and faith. Like, we all about strength, making it through. You got a bad day, something ain't working out for you, be strong and have faith, because without faith, what do we got? If you don't got nothing to believe in and be hopeful for, you might as well be a dead man walking. So I say those are like the three main things that I have instilled in me that's gonna make me always keep going, like forever.
So this is like super off topic, but do you feel like you found your purpose yet?
Yes.
Really? Oh my God, okay, talk to us about it.
I think my purpose is to give love and drop love into people's life, every person I come across. I hope that I can do that. I hope I can make them smile, you know, because you never know what people is going through. And at the same time, I think that, and I want to be my purpose, what I want to do is to show women, like, you don't have to basically back down or like conform to what everybody else wants, because your life is about making you happy. And that's one of the main things I think I learned on my journey is like, what do you want? What do you want to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think my purpose is just to be like not always the best leader because I fuck up too. Like, you know, I can be ratchet, like get into a few scuffles, stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like my message overall, I think my purpose is like to keep going. And I think now more so I'm learning like, I learned my purpose going through like the whole relationship thing, industry, music. I learned just basically like staying true to myself, and just like the main thing is like loving myself. And I think that's my purpose, is like to show women like I was quiet for like a long time. Like
you were.
Quiet.
I'm not gonna lie. You definitely were very quiet.
I feel like it's like up to me now just to show women like be strong and never lose you in anything. Like don't ever be so involved in something to where you lose yourself. That's what I'm about now. Like, and I just think my purpose is to be a good person to look at and be like, I like this about her. She's showing me this. I think that's like my purpose. And like I said, giving love. Walking in the room with a smile, not your nose turned up, looking mean as hell, unless I gotta be. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what it is.
And even as you spoke on losing yourself, I really just want to know, how were you able to really pull yourself out of like dark times or times that you feel like it was just like over with, like you gotta check out?
I think sometimes like, I personally, like when I get like that, I like being alone. Cause I like to have time to reflect on what's good in my life and like what's not right and why it's not right. But prayer one, and then two, just looking at what I'm going through and just kind of being like you can make it out of it. Like staying strong, like, cause I done had them days. Like I went through a phase even where I was severely depressed, and I made it out. Like my mind, like I just willed myself out of it. Like get up. Like, cause my confidence still, it was strong. Like I was just like, nah, you ain't finna like slow down. You ain't finna stop. Like, and that's what you gotta do. Like I would just have self-talks and motivate myself, really. And look at all the people that love me, cause they think I'm a fucking star. They're saying they love me. Girl. So I'm like, I gotta keep going.
Now, I do know before, you know, you getting into music, you were also an entrepreneur. I was just gonna ask you like, what is like some certain challenges that you had to go through as an entrepreneur and like trying to own your own business?
I would say people sharing information. Cause a lot of people don't like giving you the sauce. Like I'll be looking for manufacturers and stuff like that. That shit is frustrating. Being like a business owner, designer, like you just like, put me on with what you got, you know? That's one part of it. And then also just like, it's so many things like that we might not be educated on, like far as getting an LLC, or you know what I'm saying, like taxes and you know your shipping costs, and looking at you know like your business plan, just little things that we like. A lot of women have a vision, but it's like, okay, when you get down to the nitty gritty, do you understand what it is to run a business? So that was frustrating for me because I had to educate myself on all of that. Like, dang, I ain't had the taxes set up on my Shopify account. I messed up. Oh,
like, shoot, they be like clocking.
Yeah, you know, but it's stuff. It's okay because you go back and you learn and you know, you get it. But that, and then sometimes you have slow days where your money you might sell. It'd be like one swimsuit, and then I had a time where some viral shit happened and I'd be like selling out. So them slow days just make you be like, damn, I don't know, you know.
Now, before stepping into entrepreneurship, what was something that you learned and was like, oh shoot, I did not know this before?
I would say it takes money to make money. Like, but not necessarily, but it does, like, you're gonna spend a lot before you start seeing something. And you gotta be okay with that. In any business, I don't care if you rich, not rich, you on the brink of your last check, but you putting it into something, just know you're gonna have to give a lot to get a lot more. And I think I didn't know that. Like I was just like, okay, I'm gonna invest this, and that's it. Then it came back like, oh shoot, I gotta get boxes, this, like, no. You gotta keep going through that phase. Like, can't stop, because it'll make you be like, damn, I'm spending too much. Like maybe later, no, do it now. So that's like the one thing.
We gotta get into your music career because when I first even saw that you was in the studio rapping, I said, oh my gosh, what is going on?
You was like, this is new.
Now, and At what moment did you decide that you wanted to even step foot into the music?
I didn't pick a moment. I just was playing around. I went in the studio with my family. And it was like, because I always had a fly mouth. I used to write poetry, but I always had a way with my words. Like, I feel like I'm intellectual, whatever. So they was just like, try it. So I went in the studio playing around, and somebody had like, I put it on live, and somebody like recorded the live and put it on YouTube. And people on Twitter kept writing me about this song, and I was like, I'm gonna do it for real. Like, and then I just really started liking it. Like, I started going to the studio like every day, and I was like, it's a release. Like, even if, and then next thing you know, it was people like big producers pulling up. I was like, oh shit, this really a thing. Like, all right. So I started taking it serious.
And were you writing your music at first, or you just went and just freestyled?
Yeah, no, so at first, honestly, I was freestyling. And like now I still can, but I think too much because I'm like so focused on dropping this first project that I'm like, I gotta write some shit down the night before. I gotta like pre-plan. But at first I was going in there just really like slime enough. Like I just was in the studio with my cup. These bitches ain't slimy enough. And the engineer was like, that's great. And it worked out. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how would you say, how long did it take you to really find your style if you feel like you got it nailed?
I honestly don't think that I found it yet. Like, it's so many different layers to what I want to be. I can't even put myself in like, oh yeah, I found it. I know it will work for me, but as far as style, like I'm still exploring. Like, cause when I sit in the house and I'm by myself, I make like a country voice, or I talk like a country song, like how, what's his name? He had the country record. Like, I'll just do different stuff.
Lil Nas?
Yeah, Lil Nas. Like, I'll do different things. Like, I'm just like, I'm having fun with this. I want to do everything. Pop, R&B, like anything.
Oh, I could definitely see you jumping in the pop bag.
Yeah, like I want to do everything.
I love that. So who were some musical influences for you?
Definitely everybody I'm around, for sure. And I love Whitney Houston. Like on an R&B scale. I listen to like a lot of older R&B. But as for what's going on today, influences like far as like my music, I love Nicki Minaj is one of my favorites. I know a lot of people say that.
I love Nicki.
But I love her because I feel like she just, she don't hold back. I feel like she's unapologetic, and that's more what the world needs. That's why I love her and Rihanna, actually. But I feel like I can't only say music influence, because my influences are people just like overall. I just fuck with them because I feel like they unapologetic, like it is what it is. And you can hear it in their music. Like Rihanna's strip club and dollar bills. Like Nicki Minaj, like, bitch, I'm gonna start it in any room I walk in. Like, I love that. It give me what I need, I feel like, when I listen to their music. And of course, the Gunna, I feel like they have a lot of influence on the culture today, especially Thug. So I would say music-wise, those are like my people. But I listen to a lot of people, a lot of rappers, like now, that's out.
And I'm sure like Thug has got to witness your studio sessions. So does he ever give you any advice when it comes to how you should sound?
No, he really let me do my own thing. Like, I don't know what type of, he's like a mad genius. So I feel like whatever it is, I be like, it's something you know. Like, he know I'm like a toddler trying to walk, and I'm like wobbling a little bit, and I fall. Like, and he looking like, she gonna get it. Like, he just tell me all the time, like, go in the studio, just keep working. He like, keep making songs, keep making music, do not stop making music. I'm like, that's it. He be like, I'm telling you, you gonna get that song. When you get that song, it feel different. You be hungry. So like, he tell me that, and then he like give me advice on picking beats and stuff like that. But when I'm in there, he really like let me do me. Like, of course, he'll show me records and stuff. Like, I think you something like this, or he'll tell me like, I think that more so he'll like, you know, as far as more vulnerable music, talking about how I feel and stuff, like do that, opposed to just always being like, fuck niggas get money, whatever. But he really, I think he trusts me. He's also watching me grow as an artist, because he heard my music I was making because I went to him, I was like, I'm doing music now. And I played him stuff, and he was really blown away, like, but she's really dead
What was
serious.
his first reaction when you told him that you wanted to make music?
He said, that shit hard. He was like, you on to something? Like, that's his face, like an old person. Like, he was like, you good? I'm like, nah, for real, be serious. He was like, Karlae, that shit hard. Like, you good? So whenever he in the studio, he'll give me pointers, but as far as like my sound, he just let me go. Like, he'll give me creativity points as far as like, talk about this or just be this. Make people want to relate to you, be you. But
right.
He let me do me.
What's the biggest risk that you said you had to take so far with your career?
The biggest risk is was, I don't know, a lot of people think it's a risk that I'm signed to a person I'm affiliated with.
I was going to.
I know you wanted to.
I was just waiting for
everybody
the
thinks
moment.
That's such a, they like, people be like, how is that gonna work? Like, forever. I think that's a risk. It takes big balls to do that, because this is everything. But I had to step outside of myself and be like, okay, this is what they got going on. This is like, look, business and not personal. And I made a decision, but I think people have told me like, that's a risk. Like,
I don't
understand.
Because, okay, so signing to somebody that you know you are heavily affiliated with, it's almost the same as, you know, when they tell you, don't move into the house with your significant other until you guys are married.
Right.
So I guess I'm just really intrigued on how the emotions do not get tied into y'all's business.
Well, because I can honestly say the music part of it, I have everything I need.
Right, yeah.
Because it's a big force behind this shit. So it's like, we're not gonna involve that. Now, when I'm dealing with you personally, okay, it is what it is. Or I might be like, hey, to this new record I sent you, make sure you listen, like something like that. But I don't know, I just separate it because it's just like, I think it's for me. I don't want to look like no goofy, bringing that and I'm keeping it separate. And it works out. Like, we still a family, all of us, at the end of the day. So it worked. Like, you gotta know when to cut it on, cut it off. You know, it's like Karlae at home, Karlae at work. So. Did
it take you a minute to adjust to like, okay, this is business. Like, I can't put my emotions into it like I want to.
Yes, heck yeah. It took me a long time. So I was a little, you know, but no, yeah, it took me a long time. But I mean, I've always been like a person that's just like, I'm headstrong. So if it's something getting in the way of what I got going on, I told you I love me. I ain't messing with it. I'm, you know, so it's been easy. Only time will tell what's gonna happen next. I love, I feel like what other place to be than with your family, people you've been around for 9 years. Yeah. Like, it's easy for me. And it's like we winning, for real. Like, we're winning. Like, Billboard got all that shit on lock. Like, we really do. Thug is a major influence. Where else would I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Like, I don't want to be anywhere else. So it worked for me.
I love that. I love that for you. Now, we do have to talk about how you popped off your first single with a Rxch the Kid feature. Yeah. That was really dope. So how did that even come about?
I was on a plane with him, and when he was on the plane, I remember he on a red Richard Millie. And he was on FaceTime. He's like, I got this new Richard Millie motherfucker that I was showing it. We in first class. I'm like 4 seats, me and my mom behind him. So we got off the plane, and then he looked at me. I was like, how you doing? I was like, shit, you know, I've been doing music. I was like, let's get in the studio, like on some brother shit, you know? Like, let's get in the studio. He was like, cool. He was like, bet. I was like, you know, slime, whatever. I was like, yeah, like, let's do something. He was like, all right, cool. I was like, I got a session now. I was like, I'm gonna be in LA, you know, for like 2 weeks or whatever. And he was like, what you doing tonight? I was like, I'm gonna go to the studio. He was like, all right, do something for me. I'll pull up and put a verse. And he did it. I swear he pulled up, he did his verse, and he left. I was like, is this a dream? Like, what the hell? Put that bitch out 2 weeks later. I was like, I gotta go. But it was easy. And I, you know, in the song I was like, he ain't got a richer Millie, then he ain't ballin'. But I said that because whole time on the plane, he just kept talking about, he was like, bro, I got a richer, showing his friend. And that's where the whole influence for the song came from.
Were you a little nervous, like reaching out to him?
No, I wasn't. Cause my mom was right there. She like, this the industry you in. We got a network. Like, let's go.
I know that's right.
Gotta get on it. I was like, shit. Let's get in the studio. Let's do something. So that was cool. And then like too, Thug will help me. He'll be like, I hear this person, or I'm like, I hear this person on this song. He'll be like, let's see what we can do. I get turned down sometimes. You know, some people they'll do it, but it worked perfectly.
Okay, this dynamic with you and Lil Yachty on Blind, I am really messing with that. I like that. How did that even come about?
So like Yachty is very like, for one, I know he like write music for a lot of people. He's really, really good with that, like just co-producing, producing in general with music. So he had told me, he was like, we was at the bowling alley with Thug, and Thug was like, you need to get in the studio with Bo. Like, he be like having crazy hooks and just like his whole like vibe, just see, you know? So we end up setting the session up, and I was playing music for him. And he actually like helped me with another song I was working on. Actually that he started from scratch. Like he was helping me with something else, and I was like, I gotta get you on something. And I play him blind, and he did it. So
the visual though.
Okay. Ben Mark shot the video, and my creative director, well, he does like my social creative stuff. He was like, I see, like, he's like, I think a high school video. He was like something, he's like, or maybe a college. He was like, and I see, like, from the hook, you saying something about being blind. He's like, I think something in school on some nerd, you know, type shit. And Ben Mark did the treatment, and it was history. And Yachty pulled up this part, it was a great day.
It was giving so much nostalgia. Like even the
Yes,
cover,
it
I was like,
was.
oh my gosh.
And then like I like the 2000s.
Yeah,
theme.
that's what I loved.
The video with like the pictures with the backdrops and stuff. That was cool.
So we got to talk about you being on Slime Language 1 with You Ain't Slime Enough.
So that's when I was kind of like getting my feet wet with music. I really wasn't, like I knew I wanted to be an artist and do music, but it wasn't like, okay, I was planning like, this my hit, this ain't, da da da. So I sent Thug, I was like, I want to be on there. I need to be on there, I'm making music now. I need to be on there, like trying to get in where I fit in. And I sent him Slime Enough first. Well, I did that, but I sent the song to him, and I was like, I want to get, you to put a verse on here. He sent it back, and when he heard it, he was like, that shit crazy. And I was like, what you like about it? He was like, man, these bitches ain't slimy enough. But like, I had made the song like a week before, and I just was in the studio, and as soon as I was like, the slime's gonna be proud. Like, they gonna like this, like, cause I was representing so heavy. But that's really how, like, I wouldn't say I was playing around with music, but it was like in the beginning stages, I feel like, of my music journey. And I sent it to him, and they put it on there, and that shit went up. And ever since then, I was like, yep, music for me. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
And you were also on Slime Language 2, so talk about that, because I know you mentioned you had signed with Slime Language 2.
Okay, yeah, so by then I was signed. I got confused at first, but yeah. Now, for Slime Language 2, I was like, I'm submitting 2 songs, because they both hard.
Right.
Second go round. And I was in the studio with young Bleu, and he was like, I got a record, I want you to get on. And he ended up letting me keep it or whatever, and I was like, I loved it so much, whatever. And he let me keep it, and I was like, yo, I let Slime and like, the gang hear it. I was like, this gotta be on Slime Language 2. And then for I Like, me and Koi, of course, did that, and I didn't know which one was gonna be like the it one. I couldn't pick between either one, so I was just like, bruh, y'all gotta put both, please. And the crazy thing is, I had like, some people was like both, and then some people was like, bruh, I like trends, I like when you pop your shit. Then some people was like, I like the I Like vibe, so it worked.
Now, did you have any pressure on you to make like a really good song for the album? Because you know the world was anticipating slime language too.
I was stressed out. Like my anxiety was through the roof. Like I was literally like, put that one. No, don't put it. Never mind, don't do it. Same thing with the first slime language. Like luckily it worked, but I was so nervous. I didn't know. And that's why I did too, because I was like, let me just see. Like both of them hard, and I feel like it was two different dynamics, like two different vibes. So it was a lot of pressure.
But you killed it though, you did.
Thank you.
Now you are about to drop your first project, debut project at that Enter.
Enter is coming, yes.
You gotta talk to us about this project and what it means to you.
Okay, so my new project, Enter, it's like I'm birthing my first child. Cause I feel like so many people ask me, when you dropping up, we need like a body of work, we need a body of work. Like, so for one I did, it's over 10 songs, I'm just gonna share that. I wanted to give them enough. I could've did like an EP, whatever, but I want to give people like a lot of me. Cause I feel like as far as my music journey, it's kind of been like, okay, I put my singles out, but I feel like they need something to see. Like, she going like pop, she going with the rap, she going with singing, she on here being emotional, she mad on this one. I wanted to give people a lot. So Enter is like, I feel like the introduction to Karlae and what I'm in a music journey. And I feel like people Enter is the perfect, it's like the vision of who I am as an artist. Like, you're gonna get it when you listen to Enter. Like, you're gonna be like, okay, this is what she capable of. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good. Like, it's amazing. It's entering into Karlae's world, her music side.
Who are some producers that you've been working with for this project?
Go Grizzly, Flawed to God. I hate this question because I should really know the producers, but I don't, and I don't want to put this in here because I might forget.
If you want to, we can cut it out.
Yeah, let's cut that one out, because they're going to be feeling like, I be getting ticked like, damn, like.
Is there any features that you can disclose for this project or that you want to disclose?
No. Just, you got to tune in.
Oh,
it's good.
We are throwing tomatoes at you. Like.
Tomato, I know, but y'all just got to tune in, because that's going to make them go and see. Like, y'all know I'm YSL, so you can do some good guessing, but I will give you this. It's a record on there that me and Thug did that's insane. And I feel like it's the perfect, I call it my Mr. and Mrs. Smith record. And you know, in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they was just both like bosses, and they was just both like trying to just go at each other, but they loved each other. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's that record. Like, we just really, like, we so relentless. Like, we just let it all out. It gives us, it's like a good contrast of like both of us and who we are. Mm-hmm. I feel like people gonna listen and be like, damn, I love them. Like, damn, I love this. Or I feel like the guy's gonna be like, I just wanna love on my lady when I get home. Like, it's that bomb. So I'll give you that. I'll tell you that.
What would you say is like the overall emotions that you've put into this project?
I would say a little bit of everything. Like, if I had a pot, it'd be sugar, spice, everything. Like, it's not really like, it's everything. Like, it's, you get rage. I got a record called Chit Chat. That's giving rage. That's giving like, stop playing with me. Like, I'm tired of y'all playing with me. Like, then I got a record called Wishful Thinking. I feel like it's me, like, I'm being hopeful. Like, wishful thinking is like just a little insight about just what women want in a guy. So I feel like it's everything. It's a bunch of emotions.
Ooh, I'm excited.
And then I got flossy too. Like, some records, I'm talking about popping shit. Like, I'm really solely just like flooding my wrists. I'm living life, you know, that make you feel good. So it's everything.
I'm excited. I'm so excited because I know you're going to be like very diverse. You don't need to be nervous though. Don't be nervous, and don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. Like,
I know.
Let it
I
do
have to
its
stop
thing.
that. I really do. Look, but I'm just glad it's packaged up and it's done more than anything.
Do you got a release date that you could disclose, or?
I can't disclose it, but I do. And it's soon, like very soon. Soon.
And I meant to ask you this earlier, but who you got behind you on the porch?
Okay, so this is my cousin, Rxch, one baby dada. He make beats, he's a producer. And this is photographer and also clothes designer, certified solid. He shoots for a lot of influential people in the game. You know what I'm saying? He just started his dope ass clothing line. So my family, my day one, only the family.
Now, before we wrap up, what advice would you want to give to younger girls who may be looking up to you?
I would say have confidence above anything, because if you drop your head, you can't see what's going on around you. And people respect confidence more than anything. They'll get it later in life. Rico was right. And to never give up and just always keep going and prepare for the bad days. And I know people always say, like, there's no such thing, but I say that because if you prepare for it and you kind of just already like, all right, I know I'm gonna have bad days, whatever, you can deal with it better. When it's unexpected sometimes, that's when other issues come in, people, you know, depression, all of that stuff. It's just like prepare, you know, for a rainy day, but be strong enough to get through it. And just to keep going and respect and love yourself more than anything. But confidence is the first thing. Have confidence. If don't nobody else believe in you, you believe in you. And talk to yourself in the mirror every day and tell yourself how bad of a bitch you are every day. Period.
I can't really